Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. I'm really thrilled to be starting this grade 5 music theory and practice workbook. Grade 5 is quite a landmark. It's kind of the last of the foundational grades, and it's very often the required grade that you need to pass before you can progress on to the more advanced practical exams in different instruments. So this is like a really fab achievement, so well done for getting this far. There are lots of resources to help you which are available on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets, and they are available in US letter or A4, and they accompany each step of this series. There's also a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can access information about the books that I have available. I've written How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's an exam technique book full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam, and also how to best make use of the time when you're actually in the exam room working through your exam paper. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that'd be fab. That'd be really encouraging to me. I hope you're enjoying this series, and please subscribe to keep updated. There's lots more in store. And so let's press on. You will need a sharp pencil. I use a mechanical pencil, but a sharp pencil, an eraser and a ruler, and we're all ready to go. And so if you turn with me to page 4, we begin, and I'm going to refer to this as section A, and that way you know that you can turn in the PDF document to section A for grade 5. Please do bear in mind that all of these grades are accumulative, so it builds upon the previous knowledge from the grades 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now we're going to finally add on this last top tier with the grade 5 information. So we're looking at irregular time signatures. It looks like we've got a lot of work ahead of us in this section, but actually it's pretty easy. They're called irregular time signatures because we can't class them as either compound or simple. It's actually a mixture of the two. So the only thing you've got to decide is, are you best counting in crotchets or quarter notes, or quavers or eighth notes, and then we just have to add up how many each bar, and you'll have mixtures of groups of 2 and groups of 3, and it will be an irregular number that you'll be adding up to. So exercise 1 asks us to add bar lines to these extracts here. Let's just have a look. There we go. So we're going to look at these extracts here, and they all begin on the first beat of the bar, and we've just got to count the number of beats per bar. So we're counting 5 quarter notes or 5 crotchet beats, and so what we're looking at really is a group of 3 and then a group of 2. There we go. And we just need to count carefully. So 1, 2.5, 3, 4, 5 bar line. 1, 2.5. That extra half makes 3, 4, 5 bar line. 1.5, 2. So those together make up 2, as we've seen there. There's an extra 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we know we're correct. And it's as simple as that. So if you want to go on ahead and try out the next few on exercise 1, and then press pause and then re-access into the video once you've had a go, and we'll just check those through together. Let's have a go. So now we're counting 7 eighth notes or 7 quaver beats per bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can see here in the grouping, this is an ambiguous sort of grouping because that could be grouped as a 3. So you've got a group of 2, 2, 3. So there's a group of 4 and then a group of 3. or they've kept that separate. So the grouping of this is a little ambiguous, but we've just got to count carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And there you can just very easily see there's a group of 3 and there's a group of 4. You can very easily see that irregular division. Righty ho, so we're just counting. Let's press on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's the bar line, so we know we've not gone wrong somewhere. Now we're just counting to 5 eighths or 5 quaver beats per bar. So if you haven't had a go, just go on now and just try these next couple yourself, and then hoping you've done that, we'll go through that together now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just remembering to check whether you're counting in crotchets or quavers, quarter notes or eighth notes. That's the only thing you've got to watch out for. Just watch your unit value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So actually doing the theory of this is easy peasy. Playing them isn't quite such an easy game. So 1.5, 2, 3.5, 4, 5. So we bar line, splitting that tied note. 1, 2, 1. We're in crochet beats. I must remember that. 1, 2.5, 3, 4.5, 5. 1.5, 2, 3.5, 4, 5. 1.5, 2, 3.5, 4, 5. There we go. 1, 2.5, 3, 4.5, 5. That's correct. Okie dokie. Now this next exercise, exercise 2, requires a little bit more concentration, but I wouldn't say it was particularly difficult. It's now asking us to add the time signatures. So first of all, we've got to decide whether we're counting in crochet beats or quaver beats, quarter notes or eighth notes, and then we've got to find the number that will do that for us. So let's choose the easiest bar. I think straight away we find this is the easiest bar. And I think we can pretty much tell we're going to be counting this in quarter notes or crotchets. If we counted that in eighth notes or quavers, it would be a horrendously long bar of numbers. So we're going to count in crotchets. So the bottom number is 4, and that will work because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's our recognised irregular time signature. Let's find an easy bar for this next one. I think either this one or this one is the easiest bar. So again, I would suggest we're counting in crochet beats. It won't work any other way, because if we count it in quaver beats, eighth notes, we'll have an incorrect time signature. Like this one here, you couldn't have 10 over 8, so we have the same scenario here. So our bottom number is going to be 4. We're counting in quarter notes or crochet beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got the same time signature again. 5 over 4. So if you've not already tried these on your own, do now try. Just moving on to page 5, if I just bring that over, and you can finish this last couple of exercises for exercise 2. And so I'm hoping you've had a go of this. Now I think this is perhaps the easiest bar. I suppose you could do this one with the rest. So again, we can see we're counting in crotchets or quarter notes, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that makes 1, 6, 7. So we're counting 7 over 4. Last one. Now this one, this is the easiest bar. And if we think we're going to be counting in crotchets or quarter notes, we find that that won't work because we'd have 1, 2, and then we've got an incomplete beat, so that won't work. So we're going to have to count in quaver beats or eighth notes, and it's very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, 5 over 8. And that's the end of that exercise. Now those were quite easy because we knew that we began in a certain time signature and it kept that time signature the whole way, so we could just choose an easy bar. However, in this next exercise we're going to be looking at changes in time signature. They all contain changes of time signature. We need to keep looking out because we need to add time signature wherever they're needed. At least we know that they begin on the first bit of the bar, but after that it's going to keep changing. So we need to always choose the most obvious and succinct time signature. Now don't forget, this won't just be irregular time signatures. This is a mixture of all the time signatures that we've learned so far. So here we go. Well, this bar's a nice easy one. We've got 3 crochet beats there. That's a nice easy 3/4, 3/4 notes. And then here we can see that we're in simple time. We're in groups of 2. So we're in simple time, so we're counting in crochet beats, not dotted crochet beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 over 4. Don't be distracted by these little performance terms. That's just telling us that although the time signatures are changing, it's an indication to the performer that a crochet value still remains the same. The tempo isn't going to change, or the rhythm isn't going to change speed because the time signature's changed. It's just they're now adding extra beats in. So that's for the performer. That won't trouble us at all, so we can just ignore that. So here we've changed again for these 2 bars. 1.5, 2, 3 crochet beats again. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we're back to 3, 4 there. But then again, you can tell it's changed here straight away. Now we're still counting in crochet beats. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 over 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same again. And then here we're back to 3, 4. There we go. So that's that. If you haven't had a go so already, just have a crack at these next 2, exercise 3, B and C, and then we can try these together. So if you've not had a go, do so now, and then come back to the video when you've had a go. So we're going to keep changing now. Now don't forget that the rest is still a vital part of this. So we've got a group of 4 quavers or 8 notes, and then again we've got another group of 4 quavers. Just because one's a rest, it doesn't change that. So we could either think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 over 4, so we could write 4, 4. I guess you could also write common time, and actually mathematically speaking there's no reason why you couldn't say 2, 2 or split common time. Each one of those would answer the question mathematically. No doubt the composer himself would choose one of those to give the particular stress that he wants. So here now again, oh, missed one. Here we've changed, we've got a much smaller bar here. We can't count in crochet beats now or quarter notes because we'd have 1 and then an incomplete beat, so that won't do. So we're counting in quaver beats, and we've got 1, 2, 3 quaver beats, so that's that done. Now here you can see we're counting in potentially crochet beats, however we've got too many groups. So if we counted in crochet beats, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. However, it's a much better time signature to choose counting in minim beats. We've got 1 minim beat or half note, 2, 3. So 3 over 2 would be a much better accurate answer. So that's the answer that you would need here. Now here, this is an ambiguous bar because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could choose 6 over 8. You could be understood for mistaking and thinking that's a group of 3, 4, because if you remember in 3, 4, if there's a bar of entirely quavers, we could group those all together. We could beam those all together. So the rest just kind of confuses that issue a little bit. and we can see that they're all grouped together. So I guess you could be understood for making that assumption, but 6/8 will suffice. Now we've got here, this gap here is telling us the time signature for this bit. So we could either write it here or we could write it here. Really the performer needs to know it's changed. So I think I would add it twice just to be sure. So let's see what we've got. So we've got the same again here. So we could either have 4/4 or 2/2 or the shorthand version of either of those. So because I put 4/4 there, I'm going to do the same again. And then I'll just reiterate that there. And that's the same again. And then we've got another short bar where we can't count in crotchet beats, we need to count in quaver beats. So that would have to be another 1, 2, 3/8. And then here, we've got a nice quick 2/4. Let's have a look at this next one. So first of all, we've got a group here of 3 quavers, 3/8 notes as a rest, and then we've got 2 here. So we've got an irregular time signature, so we'd have to count that in 1/8 notes or quaver beats. It won't work any other way, so we've got 5/8 there. Same again here. Interesting, look, that's a group of 3 and then a group of 2, and then the composer's on a group of 2 and then a group of 3, so it's going to be quite a tricky one to play with, the accents continually changing. Here we go. So now we've got a smaller bar, so 1, 2, 3, 4/8 you'd think, but I think 2/4 is the more obvious way of writing that. We've got 1.5 crochet beats plus another half makes 2. You can see again we've gone back to this irregular 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8, and then again we've come back to 2/4. Now here we need to just be careful and look at the grouping of this. Although we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quaver beats or 6/8 notes, 6/8 will not do because it's not in groups of 3, it's not compound, it's simple time. And therefore we need to write 3/4 to show we've got those 3 groups. We need to show it's in triplet time. So here we're back to an irregular one. You can see we've got a group of 3 quaver beats there, 3/8 notes, 1/8 notes, 1, 2, 3, and then a group of 2 there, including the rest. So we're back to 5/8. And then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/8, and then finishing off with 1, 2, 3/8. Oh, I've just seen actually there's the 3/4, but we'll just do as we did in this earlier example, and we'll just make use of this space so that the performer's aware that time signature's changing. It's a bit of a shock when you just jump lines, so there we are, I won't forget that. So it's just a matter of keeping your wits about you and just working out which unit you're best counting in, whether it's crotchets, quarter notes or 1/8 notes, quavers. However, it's not so bad as it seems. Playing it's another matter, I've said. So I do hope that's helpful to you. We've made a great start to this grade 5 music theory and practice workbook. I do hope it's helpful to you. If you can give me a like, that would be fab. Please subscribe to my channel to keep updated, and please do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all the resources there to help you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.